was ready for that. I had the button ready. Dwayne, good job, buddy. Way to help out your community. Speaking of communities, I always mention to people that I am a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I do that just to kind of so people know where I stand. I love all sports. I love football in general. It's my favorite sport in the whole world. Steelers are my favorite. Juju Smith-Schuster has been making some waves, and not in a good way. Another guy not making waves in a good way. Now, for those of you that don't know what goes on, we actually have a website that's called whatsonsports.com. You can go over there anytime you want to, check out videos, check out some great articles. Well, today's featured article is about Mr. Juju Smith-Schuster. And on the website, they've called him the Jack Wagon of the Week. And every week they pick out someone who's done something really dumb and really stupid and something that they've done to really call attention to themselves. And Juju, my man Juju, has done exactly that. Now, what has he done? For those of you that haven't been following along, Juju Smith-Schuster came into the NFL the Football League by being kind of an Instagram guy. He had a lot of followers, really good on social media. He transferred that following from Instagram to YouTube, where he's got a pretty popular YouTube channel, and now he's moved it over to TikTok. I'm sorry, I meant to say TikTok there, where he's doing dances. And apparently, his following is even bigger on TikTok, and very, very, very viral things Juju does. So every Sunday, apparently, Juju's got this ritual where he goes out into the middle of the field on the other team's logo and dances on the logo in some type of TikTok dance. And he did it the last few weeks. And each week that he's done it has gotten him more attention. And the attention hasn't been good because the other teams get so fired up and so amped up that they're dancing on that he's dancing on their logo that they want to tear Juju's head off. They want to play even harder. They feel like they've been violated. And even though this has become mainstream sports news and most people are criticizing Juju for doing so, Juju's response is, well, I'm not going to stop being me. Well, Juju, I never knew that being you was being an asshole, because this is not what people do. This is not being you. Being you is just acting like you as a person. You've taken the term being you and turned it into I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to. I have a tremendous problem with people doing things at work to try to generate their business. For example, I have employees that work under me. If those people came to work every day and while they were working on their own business, I would be upset with that. Incredibly upset, because I'm paying them for their time and their effort to work on my business. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing the same thing right now, Juju. They're paying you a lot of money to go out and play football for them. And while you're doing it, you're using the same platform to cross-promote, to create yourself a business outside of sports. Because let me tell you something, Juju. If the way your performance has been over the last 2 years, you have not had a 100-yard game since Antonio Brown left the Steelers. That's a fact. In almost 2 full seasons, you've not had a 100-yard season. So your contract next year, if you decide to play football, won't be a huge one. You're not a number 1 receiver. You're barely a number 2 receiver. I mean, on the Steelers right now, you're probably the number 3 receiver. You'd be number 4 if Eric Ebron could catch. And you got to get your head out of your ass long enough to understand that you're a football player. And just like people tell LeBron he needs to shut up and dribble, you need to put your cleats on, put your helmet on, and go out and play football. Your job is not to irritate the other team. I give you a little bit of credit for having the balls to do it, but it's a team sport. You're not out there just angering people that want to kill you. You're putting the Bengals in a situation where they're like, you know what? We're going to play even harder against your team that isn't playing very well. The Bills come out and say, you know what? These guys are coming in here violating our turf, our area. Football is a territorial sport, and you know that. You've been playing it since you were a little kid. You understand it, Juju. So for this reason, the writers over at What's on Sports and I completely agree that you are the Jack Wagon of the week. And son, let me tell you something. It's time to get the head out of your butt and decide who you want to be. You want to be a TikTok star? You want to be a Twitch video game player? Or do you want to be a National Football League football player? And the choice is yours. No one's saying you have to play football. No one's forcing you to do it. If you were to take this platform and move on and still be somebody outside of football, good for you. But what you're doing is unfair, completely unfair to the people that are paying your bills. And the next people that are going to want to pay your bills are going to keep this in mind. So when you go out looking for a job, which you will be doing at the end of this year, when you go out looking for a job, someone's going to look at that. And it's going to be on your resume in public, in front of everybody. Doesn't play well with others. That's what it comes down to, Juju. You're too worried about yourself. You should have learned a lesson from Antonio Brown, but you didn't. Now, that was our jackwagon of the week. I'm glad you guys listened to me rant on about Juju. Touchdown!